God damn you, rapist Craig.
There we go. All right.
Is that how we know that we're on now? Because rapist Craig comes in and he says now recording and now we're live.
Well, rapist Craig is a very blunt term to use against a robot. Well, yes, that's how we know.
Listen, I'm gonna start it. It's gonna be a new term now. That's why you're gonna walk on the street and you'll be like, "Yo, that's a rapist Craig right there."
Well, fuck all the guys named Craig. If you're named Craig, well...
Have you met many people that were trustworthy named Craig? We're going to throw that name into the list of names.
I haven't met anyone named Craig, actually.
There you go. There you go. This is the ENR Radio Podcast broadcast. I am here again with my cohort. I am the marvelous Ednificent. There you go. I was gonna call you Roofy Rich, but you know.
No rape over here. No. You don't do that.
Why not, man? I was thinking more of like Rufio from Peter Pan. But I mean, you could also carry lots of Roofies.
Who is watching Peter Pan in 2021?
Well, it's not Peter Pan, it's Hook. And I am, motherfucker. Don't be talking like that shit.
Peter Pan? Wait, are you watching Hook or a classic Disney Peter Pan?
Listen, Hook is the only Peter Pan movie that was ever invented, okay? Don't even talk to me about Peter Pan.
You're watching it for why did I forget his name now?
Robin Williams?
Yes.
Yeah, but for all the other great actors in that movie, like fucking Dustin Hoffman.
He plays Hook?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I forget the guy who plays Shmi, but he's a good actor too.
Well, we can always just Google that one right there.
Yes, I don't know. You do that while I continue to talk about the cast. And Glenn Close does a cameo in that movie. Did you know that?
Glenn Close does a cameo?
Yes.
Rufio Dante Bosco. Oh, no wonder. Okay. Gilbert. Julia Roberts is in here.
Yep. Glenn Close, she was a man in that movie. She was thrown in the
Bob
boo box.
Hoskins.
Yep. She was thrown in the boo box.
Then Gwyneth Paltrow's in here.
Yep.
Wow. Glenn Close is gutless. Okay. Phil Collins in here.
Yep. He's singing, at the bar. They're playing the baseball game, and he's over there playing Genesis songs.
Carrie Fisher. Wow. What a cast.
So let's get back to this here now. I want to start today's topic off with a list. Well, not really a list, but we're going to start talking about disappointment today.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I've been disappointed a lot lately.
Mm-hmm. What's going on?
Last night, I watched the movie New Mutants.
Okay, wait, so is this a part of your week that we're starting off with?
Yeah,
started
man.
Off your week with disappointment?
Nigga, this was huge disappointment, man. Like, huge. Like, this movie was so terrible.
Okay.
Right? And let me get this right. Like, the reason why it was terrible is because the movie couldn't figure out what kind of movie it wanted to be. You know what I'm saying?
I heard a lot about that, yeah.
Yes. Like I was telling my friend I was watching it with, and I was like, man, you barely give me superpowers. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be a scary movie, which, okay, you know what I mean? They're in an asylum, but it's not even scary. You know what I mean? And like, the movie's like rated R, so you could have given me lots of rated R bullshit. It's like they kind of tried to make it like a thriller, right? Because too, at the same time, they were trying to scare you with stuff you never saw. Kind of like leaving your imagination run wild with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like all these different things taking me in different directions, but not leading me anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I was mad.
Well,
and plus the acting was kind of terrible too. Fucking the main girl, who's like a Native American. Apparently the big thing is she's a psychic, okay? And she's gonna kill all the other people, apparently. Because when she goes to sleep, she brings everybody's worst fears out and they try to kill them.
Okay.
Yeah, right? So that's why, again, too, it's like, And then, too, it's like she has to go to sleep to fight the spirit bear and all this shit. It's like, come on. And then she wakes up from the spirit bear. And girlfriend was like, you need to wake up. And then she just looked at the bear and was like, no, stop. And I was like, turn that shit off. Yeah. Because I was like, the acting was so terrible too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like, it was so bad. Maybe because I ruined it for myself. Because I just was like, oh, they put The Lord of the Rings on HBO Max. Let me watch this shit I haven't seen in forever. And there's great actors in that.
Yeah.
So I guess I got spoiled by all the great acting. And then I went to
the New
Mutants. It was supposed to be like a bunch of like young and upcoming actresses and actors. And I'm like, this is garbage.
Here, I'm going to say this because I was following the development of this for a long time, because when I saw the first trailer that came out in like 2015, it was a while ago before the movie got released. They had a lot of trouble with like filming and stuff, because I think they filmed it the first time.
I don't know if it's been in production that long, but I do know that it has been pushed back quite a bit.
Yeah, it's been in production. It was announced. They said it was gonna come out like the next like 6-7 months. Then never came out, so they pushed it back, I think, for reshoots, and then more reshoots, and then more reshoots. So I think they're just trying to find an audience for it. But I'm just like, listen, if you kind of already had your audience with the first trailer, you know, superheroes and horror hasn't really been done all that much, and this will be one of those movies.
Well, see, here's the thing too, right? It's like, it's regardless of anything, right? Like you said superheroes and horror. There's already tons of markets for that. You know what I mean? So it's not like he's transcending a genre and creating something new and trying to create a niche market. No, there's plenty of people that will buy anything. You know what I mean? Anything. Like if they like their thing, they'll buy it. You could literally slap Mickey Mouse on a box of turds and be like, this is Mickey Mouse's shit. And people will be like, yeah, I'm buying it. You know what I mean? There is a market out there for it already. Like, I was already extremely interested in it when I first saw it, because I was like, oh shit, I'm kind of getting tired of the superhero shit. Kind of why I like the show The Boys so much, because it's not just superheroes doing good, it's like evil superheroes and all this shit. So I was like, yeah, super excited. I'm like, wow, like a movie, like a rated R thing, kind of like how Stryker's Weapon X program type of shit. You know what I mean? Like, you end up kidnapping these mutants, you take them to where you want. Basically, the movie is trying to get them to be conditioned so you can send them out to be murderers. You know what I mean? Like mercenaries. They're not trying to help them like Professor Xavier and send them off to be experts. But they're lying to him the whole time. You know what I mean? Keeping him in this mental prison. So that's why, too, I was like, yeah, I was all about it. And then again, too, like I said, then I'm done like actually watching it, and I was like, oh my God. So moving on to another disappointing thing. Did you see Dark Phoenix at all? Either another Marvel thing going on here. Did you see that barrel of garbage?
I have seen I've seen Dark Phoenix in theaters when it was like cheap. Yeah, I've seen it.
I'm sorry for you. You wasted like $10.
I actually kind of liked it.
Rich. I lost some respect right there for you. You said I liked it.
Not that it was a good movie.
It was not. It was not a good movie. Do not say that.
It wasn't a great movie, but
it was barely even a good movie. What are you talking about?
I like the absurdity of the movie, because
you said the absurdity.
Yes. Here's the thing.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right? When I first saw this movie, like, it was 10 minutes in, you know how the movie starts off with, I guess we should say spoilers. The movie has been out for like 3 years. Yeah. So spoilers. But I'm watching this movie, and Professor X meets Jean Grey in the hospital, right?
Yes.
So I'm watching this. I'm like, okay, cool. He meets, he's getting her to recruit her for the X-Men, whatever. And then I was like, okay, cool. And then it cuts to the next scene of Professor X driving a car. And I was like, how the fuck is he driving a car? And then at that point, I said to myself, oh, this is gonna be hilarious. I should get ready, and I should lower my expectations immensely. Then I saw a crippled person, a known crippled person driving a fucking car, and I said, okay, it's over. And that's why I enjoyed it. My expectations were set to a bare minimum.
Well, see, here's the thing, man. You got to put the picture into place, right? Because remember, if you've seen all the movies in this saga, in Days of Futures Past, he could walk, remember? Because he was taking that serum that got rid of his mutant powers.
Yeah, and then he stopped taking the serum. That's how he went bald.
Yeah, but in this kind of movie, they had weird time flashback. You don't know really what time that they put that shit in, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Because again, too, like, this version, all of it pretty much takes place in, like, the 90s, early 80s. So, I mean, really, at that point in time when that shit happened, he could have actually met Jean Grey as a kid in the 80s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got her to the thing, and then by the time, late 80s, early 90s roll around, that's when she meets Scott, and they're actually like, oh. Because remember, too, in the other movie, she was already at Professor Xavier's house when Scott or any of them showed up, and everybody feared her, remember?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that part might actually check out. But everything else still no. Because again, too, it was like, she killed, Mystique, and then she almost killed Eric, and then she had to use the Phoenix Force to kill this person, and then, like, and everything else about that movie, too. And I'm just, like, watching it, I'm like, ugh. And again, the acting. And again, too, like, it's funny as shit that it's like they made Professor Xavier seem like some sort of pariah. You know what I mean? Because literally, just because this one point in time, right? Like, you do, again, what happened in Days of Futures Past, right? And you become the X-Men. And then everybody hates Charles Xavier for it, basically. Even though they all knew that was what they were doing in the first place. You know what I mean? When they all entered X-Men first class, they all knew that was the job. You know what I mean? Like, that was the whole thing. Like, protect humanity, don't give them a reason to hate us or fear us. You know what I mean? Like, let's try to move forward. Why Eric is over here like, we need to murder everybody. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. And then, you know what I mean? To basically turn it into, oh, Xavier, some sort of pedophile, who, like, got all of us kids together, forces us to put on these scantily clad latex outfits and go out there and solve crime to save humanity. You know what I mean? And then they'll cast him out at the end of the movie to be like, it's your fault all this happened, Charles. It's your fault. And then they rename the school at the end of the movie. As if that really, that kind of reminds me about everything today. You know what I mean? Like, we were talking about last time, like racism in the South. It's like, just because you changed the name of the building, you know what I mean? Like, that's dumb to me. The building's still there. It's still whatever. But anyway, so it's like, again, Charles goes away. Now Beast is the dean, and all this shit. And then it's like, and then Charles runs off to like Paris. And fucking Eric is there all of a sudden. Like, we're going to play chess. And then I'm going to give you a home after I kick your ass. Like, and after that, I was like, I hope they don't ever make another one of these. Like,
that movie also had like development issues. You know how it goes.
Absolutely. And you know what the sad thing is I was so excited for it. Like, I was so excited for it. Like, after fucking Age of Apocalypse, you know what I mean? When she killed Apocalypse and the Phoenix burst out, even though, But anyway, it was like, oh shit, I'm really excited for that movie. And then I watched it and I was like, damn yet again, yo. Damn yet again.
So is that your week? Just disappointment?
Well, I mean, at least on the movie level, yeah. I mean, like, we don't have to talk about the week, but I'm sure there are movies or other things out there that have disappointed plenty of times. Yeah, when's the last time you were disappointed? That's just recent shit I was disappointed in. Those two movies, and of course the fact you said you liked them.
No. I haven't seen the New Mutants at all. I just heard a lot about it. I saw a review and I said, okay. I don't care anymore. The Phoenix I actually kind of liked because it was stupid. I didn't like it because it was a good movie. I liked it because it was stupid.
All right, we're moving on. We're not talking about that anymore. Okay, you've lost it.
Here's the thing about. I actually want to talk about the New Mutants because this is something that happens a lot in like Hollywood and stuff. So, do you know the director of the New Mutants at all?
I mean, no. I've looked at his name last night when the movie was playing, and then I never cared.
Okay. Well, I don't know him either, but I know his name is Josh Boone. Josh Boone. Started off making an indie movie that did really, really well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in Hollywood, this is what like big studios do is like they get like these really well off indie developers, not indie devs, but indie filmmakers, right? And then they say, hey, you want to make a bigger movie? So of course, want to make a bigger movie. So so you say yes. So
I mean, I get that with all things, man. It's like, say you make a comic book, and then somebody's like, oh, we want to turn this comic book into a movie and give you millions of dollars. Yeah, I get you. But you can at least be good at the goddamn shit. This is what I'm talking about earlier with this.
See, that's the issue, though. That's the issue, Eddie.
You dragged me through this dumpster fire of a movie because you couldn't get better actors.
No. It's not about the actors. It's about the management. Because what they is, since they're such an indie developer and they want that indie filmmaker, they want that recognition. I guess you could say status of like, yeah, you made a great movie. So what they do is they get you in there, and then the management tells you how to make the movie.
Oh yeah, I know that. But again, too, like, think about this, right? What is his name? Taika Waititi, or I can't. Taika, I don't know. Anyway, that dude was the same thing. You know what I mean? He was an indie guy. He wasn't like amazing. Yeah. It's not like he came out and Thor Ragnarok was his first fucking movie, and people were like, oh my god, he's a certified genius. And then he came out, and now that he made money, he went and made Jojo Rabbit. You know what I mean? Like, Same type of scenario. You know what I mean? Like
the-
I never even heard of this guy until fucking movies like that. You know what I mean? And he had to be doing the groundwork somewhere. You know what I mean? Unless literally he's one of those people that's like, I'm rich as shit. I can do what I want. I'm just gonna fund my own movie or some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like fuck Hollywood. I don't need MGM to grant to fund me.
And that's the weird part about it. So he didn't really have any say in what he wanted to do because the management wanted it done a certain way. And you know how management goes. They don't know what they want one day, then the next day is this thing, and then the next day is that thing. So you're being pulled in 8 different directions.
I do.
And then your movie just comes out fucking terrible. And then,
Well,
then
you know,
they're
too,
blaming
that's
you
exactly
about it.
like, personally, if I ever had something like that, I would just walk and I wouldn't allow them to do that. And they'd be like, "Oh, well, if you walk, we don't make your movie." I'm like, "Well, then I guess we don't make my fucking movie."
Yeah, that's what Edgar Wright did. I mean, they brought him on board to direct Ant-Man. Like, he had a certain vision for it, and the studio said no. And he said, okay, I'm just gonna go. And then he left. And that's the same thing that happened with Thor Ragnarok. I think Thor Ragnarok had like 3 directors before Taika walked in. And now that movie actually worked out. Ant-Man is, the second one's better, but
Well, yeah,
that's what happened, yeah.
It just always sucks. Because anytime that happens, it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, again, too, like, say I have a show and we make it and it turns out awesome, you know? Then the network tries to step in, change all this crazy shit, and then it doesn't work anymore. Like, for instance, a great show I used to watch, you know, the Titus Show. Have you ever watched that?
The Titus Show, no.
Yeah. You ever heard of comedian Christopher Titus?
No.
All right, well, he's funny as shit, but he has an old show called Titus, and it's basically about his family and all this shit because he has basically lots of stories about his dad and how his dad was an alcoholic and how he would always like do all this shit, but it's like at the end of the day you still kind of love him because he's your dad, you know what I mean? He kind of teaches you some shit, but like so like always in the show his dad always has a beer because he always had a beer and he's always calling him a wussy. And like all this shit, you know what I mean? Like, and it's funny. So it's like, too, Titus had this show, and it was basically like a spoof about his own real family.
Yeah.
And then like after like the second or third season or something like that, like the network tried to get in there and start changing it. They're like, oh, we want, you know, like the brother and sister to date or whatever. And he was like, have you ever watched my show? Like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, and then he's like, nah, we're not gonna do that. And then they canceled him. And it was like, that's good because like, man, they would have taken your show, made it some sort of trailer park white trash fucking dumb bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, and then who the fuck would have watched it?
White trash bullshit people.
Exactly. Who the fuck needs to put goddamn television out there? That's like every time I get mad whenever I meet somebody who likes to watch Jersey Shore. Like, I feel like I should just like hit them in the ball sack or the uterus with a sledgehammer so they can't reproduce.
Where the fuck did that go? Like,
it's the same type of thing, man. Same type of thing. I'm sitting here, I'm like, why? It's funny. No, it's not. No, it's not funny. Because again, too, like you said, white trashy people, you know what I mean, would have watched what they made.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Trashy people, regardless of them being white or black or whatever, are watching Jersey Shore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, mind is exploding. Why people are like, this is awesome TV. I'm like, you're a moron.
Okay.
Everybody, you need to hear it here first. And again, you need to get your marijuana card if you don't have one. I'm advocating right here. You know how it goes, Rich.
I do. And I have new developments in my week. So,
I was going to say in disappointment.
some would say disappointing. I say I got what I paid for. Well, didn't really pay for, but so Eddie, I have invested a lot of time into a movie and a TV show this past week, and a few games I want to talk about. So I have invested a lot of time into watching King Kong versus Godzilla. I have seen.
I've already
this
finished
movie.
it.
What do you think of King Kong versus Godzilla? Because I have some thoughts.
It wasn't as good as King of Monsters, is what I will say.
Okay.
It was not as good as King of Monsters. I actually thought Godzilla looked better graphically and everything in King of Monsters than he did here in this movie. But maybe it's also because my 4K TV is broken and I had to watch it on this old shit. So maybe that's why too. I'm like, oh shit, Godzilla looks okay. He don't look amazing.
Yeah, he looks okay, you know. He looks alright.
Exactly. Yeah, it was like, it was cool. Like, for instance, you know, like Kong had a hammer, axe, or whatever that was obviously Godzilla's scale, or his Godzilla's dad's scale, or whatever. I mean, I found it weird that he could hit it with his laser, and then the axe would somehow get more powerful. I was like, okay.
Point, you know?
And then I was like, really, you kept one of the 3 Godira heads, because Godzilla destroyed all the other ones. And then you magically hooked up fossil, an alien fossil, to a computer and all this shit. And that's why I'm like, oh god.
That is correct.
Here's the thing. It is not a great movie at all, obviously. But I didn't watch it because of that. Like, I'm older, so I definitely remember them, being Godzilla movies and shit like that, when people were wearing rubber suits. I love that shit. So I was watching it strictly only just for the animal fights. I'm not watching it for the dialogue and the acting. I don't give a shit. But other than that, yeah, it was alright. I mean, if I would have seen it in theaters, I would have got what I wanted. I would have gotten my money's worth.
Well, Eddie, you are correct, and you know me a little too well, because I was there for the exact same thing.
Absolutely. Why would you watch? Look, Denzel Washington is not going to be in a fucking Godzilla movie. Okay, Brad Pitt's not doing it. Like, it's not happening. Other people are doing this shit.
So when I first, my friend came over Thursday, I think, and we watched the Godzilla movie. Expectations were already low, so I said, okay, I'm not expecting anything. It was me, my friend, and my roommate. So we started watching, and as soon as King Kong started jumping from boat to boat, causing immense collateral damage, that's when all of us got extremely hyped. And whenever King Kong punched something or did something or anything King Kong did, we just got extremely hyped for some odd reason. It wasn't.
So y'all are King Kong fans then?
I mean, at this point, yes, because we wanted King Kong to win, because
King Kong's a bitch.
And that's the crazy part. He shouldn't be a bitch. He, like, at the end of the movie, spoilers again.
What do you mean he shouldn't be a bitch? The only great thing about Kong is he's a giant, strong monkey. Godzilla shoots lasers, motherfucker. He shoots lasers. He can breathe underwater. I wouldn't be surprised if in like the next movie, Godzilla sprouted fucking wings and decided to take off. Okay.
Here's the thing about that though. That's all Godzilla had. Like, at the end
no, it's
of the
not,
movie,
man. He's super strong too. And then he has jaws. It's not like the whole entire fight. You know what I mean? He was just lasering, King Kong. Like when he put King Kong down, there was no lasers in it. They were fighting head to head, biting, scrapping, tails flying, and then he put Kong down, put his feet on his chest, and was like, "I will cage your fucking chest." And he's like, all right. And he was like, all right.
But that's the thing though, like at the end of the movie, at the end, okay, so you said it, yes, right. Godzilla in a water fight would definitely beat King Kong.
Not even, he beat them on the land. Because remember too, even in the movie, he was like round 2 goes to Kong and they fought on land. And then the rest of the time they fought on land. They only fought on the boat that one time.
And that's the issue. You have this gigantic, like King Kong has this gigantic playground of buildings to just get all kinds of maneuvering going on. And he still loses to a dinosaur that can't even scratch his own ass. I don't know how that happened. It was a good movie strictly for the fights. Those 3 fights in this 2-hour long movie that should not have been 2 hours long. It wasn't all of the other shit.
It should have been 2 hours because they gave me more fighting.
Yes. There's only 3 fights. King Kong was punching and stomping Godzilla's face and charging up Thor hammers and smacking him with it. It was really cool. He had the X.
I mean, it was. But that's why they threw it in there. They literally threw it in there for that fact. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing too, right? You think, yeah, that's literally all Godzilla has. But it's like, King Kong has to grab a weapon to win, right? And then he still couldn't win. And the thing is that he needed Godzilla to power up his weapon to beat Mechagodzilla later anyway.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, if you want to really be like, oh, Kong's badass, Kong is badass. No one's disputing that, okay? Kong is king of primates. Godzilla's king of the monsters. You know what I mean? Like, Godzilla is king. You know what I mean? Like, Godzilla, again, too, just like, like anything, right? Like, even like Kong and all the other things, right? Bred pretty well. Actually, no, because Godzilla is the only... Well, actually, I guess it's kind of crazy, ain't it? Because half the time they're like, Godzilla was made from radiation here. You know what I mean? But now in these movies, they're like, he came from the center of the earth. You know what I mean? Like, so...
Did he?
Well, I mean, you got to kind of think about it, right? Did you see all the movies like we just talked about?
I've seen King Kong, I've seen Skull Island, I haven't seen King of the Monsters.
All right, well, you got to watch King of the Monsters, right? Because there's a point in time in that movie where Godzilla goes home... Just like apparently they sent Kong home, and he lives in like an underwater center of the world, Chernobyl.
That's stupid.
Every Everything about these movies is stupid. What are you talking about? Like, at the end of this movie, they go and decide they want to live with Kong in Hollow Earth. What the fuck is your problem? That's fucking retarded, yo. That is dumb. That is dumb. Because now Kong can't even fucking enjoy life down there. He's got to be monitoring you guys 24/7, because even the tiniest thing down there could kill them easily.
Yeah, and that's why Kong is there to stop that. That's why they're monitoring him, and he's monitoring everything else.
Yeah, but see, again, too, right? Same thing like always, right? Kong's not going to just go down there and murder everything. Kong's going to go down there, maybe lay down some rule, you know what I mean? But Kong isn't going to be like, all right, I'm just going to murder you for the fuck of it. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, I get that. But, well.
And even the premise, too, of that movie was just, like, upsetting, right? We're going to... First off, I'm like, you trap Kong in a building forever. He should have already broke out that shit, yo. Like, he should have already broke out that. I don't care if a little girl who can't talk was keeping him there. Like, Kong, we love you. I'm tired of living in a cage, girl. And then they drug him up. They super drug him, and then they put him on a boat.
Oh yeah, that was weird. That is horrifying.
Yeah, right. I'm like, the last fucking place I would ever want to be is on a boat with a gigantic monkey that could sink us all in a matter of fucking seconds, you know? Because listen, it would be a lot like the Titanic, you know what I mean? Like, even if you were trying to swim upwards, the force of the boats going down would drag you down, no matter how fast you were swimming up. So you would die, drowned, fucking get the bends and whoever else knows, and die an excruciatingly horrible, painful death.
Not only that, but you also got to think into the fact that they're literally in the middle of the ocean.
Exactly.
There was no land in sight.
Yeah, where the fuck are you going? You're going nowhere.
Godzilla might as well just eat you during that time. You know?
No.
Which is also, again, horrifying because, giant fucking lizards in water.
I know. Actually thinking back to disappointment again, too, right? I was thinking, right, I ended up downloading this game the other day, right? It was free. It was on Xbox Gold, right? It was free, so I downloaded it.
Well, what's it called?
It's called Dark Void.
Oh, really? Dark Void?
Yeah.
Okay. Explain your experience with Dark Void.
I always wanted to play it, right? I was always like, oh man, let me play it, let me try it out, right? And I never had a chance to, and I never got it. And when I was younger, when it came out, I didn't have, unlimited income. Well, I mean, not that I do now, but it's like, now that I have a job and all this stuff, consistent income, I can go buy, it if I want to or whatever. But again, I was like, nah. And then it's finally free, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna check this shit out. Well, it only took me about 3 minutes to figure out why. This shit is so bad. Listen, this is like a flight simulator game. Like, you are a third person, you throw a jetpack on, and you apparently fly around the cosmos on this jetpack while you kill people.
You're flying around. I mean, I beat the game, so
you did what?
I beat this game, Eddie.
Oh wait, you beat it back then when it came out,
I beat this. I got this game around my 12th birthday.
All right, so you got it back when it came out. You had no choice but to beat it. Okay, that's different. Yeah, the fucking flying mechanics on this shit was so dog shit, yo.
I mean, it was 2009, right? Like this was when this game was first starting out.
It was before double-digit 2000 started happening.
Yeah.
Because it was the Xbox 360 game. Yeah, dude. I was flying around. I couldn't kill one fucking ship, yo. Wow. I was trying to fly and shoot, and I was trying every tactic. Couldn't do it. Yeah, I couldn't do it. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna fucking hurt myself trying to figure out how to navigate around the clunky controls.
Yeah, those controls were definitely trash from what I remember. I remember it had some weird cover-based gravity shifting thing that I don't remember.
I don't know, man. I didn't make it that far. I literally didn't make it that far. I only played for 2 minutes, couldn't beat the intro, and was like, this is terrible.
Oh, maybe you'll like Dark Void, their DS game. They had a DS game that came out alongside the main game that apparently is 10 times better than the main game.
Well, that's old DS. That wouldn't be on 3DS anyway.
I mean, do they still do the backwards compatible DS like Nintendo store thing, like eShop?
Yes and no. You know what I mean? Because you can't find everything on all of it, right? For instance, right? I have a Wii U, right? A Switch, and the 3DS, and not all the games are transfer over.
Huh.
Yeah, so say for instance, right, you're on the eShop, right? You put a game on the Wii U, right, on your wish list or whatever, okay? And then I go on to my Game Boy, my DS, and I go onto the Game Shop. Well, I can't play those games. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like it's the same way on the Switch. Like when I go into the Game Shop, it don't let me download shit that I already bought and paid for on my Wii U.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just stuck on the Wii U.
Okay.
In certain games too, like for instance, you can't even find, like if I turn on the Wii U and I go into the Game Shop, like I mean I could probably find like Fire Emblem, you know what I mean, like the first one or whatever. But if I do the same thing on the Switch, like it won't be there. I mean maybe they fixed a lot of this shit, but it's how it was before, and it was enough to discourage me to not care to look for it now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I have to just try. Go, people out there, go play Dark Void. It's an interesting game. It has some good ideas.
Don't do that. Don't do that at all.
Fleshed out very well.
No. What you should do, if you really are so inclined, is find some other poor sap that played it already on YouTube, right?
Oh, there are hundreds of them already. I've already seen them.
There you go. Hundreds of poor saps out there. And this is exactly right. You know, if you're sad enough to be out there playing this game now, you could have definitely made me a better New Mutants movie because there was
this is where we're going with it.
There's the goddamn audience, yeah.
This is where we're going with it. Just bringing it back to New Mutants.
Yes, man. The disappointment was that strong. The only saving grace really about that movie was that crazy Russian chick who was apparently magic and had a talking dinosaur bird or whatever.
Oh, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Is that her real name or was that the movie?
That is her real name. She has. Have you seen Split?
Yeah, that movie was dope.
She's the girl that survives at the end.
Oh shit.
She's been in a lot of things now. So.
Oh wait, you know what? Never mind, I lie. I didn't see Split. I saw Glass, which was the sequel after that.
Wow. You're talking about me not seeing things. Go watch Split.
Oh, I know. I want to watch Split after seeing Glass. Did you see Glass?
No. I saw Split. And I said, Glass looks okay, but I'll see it later.
Like Glass was good, except for the ending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I heard.
You heard about it already?
I've heard many things about the ending.
So you know all about it, or you just heard that it sucked?
I just heard that it sucked.
You want me to tell you about it?
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
All right. Well, they kill everybody, which makes it fucking stupid.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Because they're out there. They're like, oh, the world can't live with superheroes, right? So fucking Mr. Glass, the Split dude, and Bruce Willis's character from Unbreakable, right? Because this is a trilogy.
Yeah, of course.
Right? You know, so it's Unbreakable, Split, and then Glass, right? They each get their own movie. So anyway, the military or the police or the government or whatever, you know what I mean, like decides to step in at the end and kill them all. You know what I mean? So fucking Bruce Willis gets drowned in a puddle.
Yeah, because water is his enemy.
Yeah, and I was just mad that they literally drowned him in a fucking puddle, yo. Like, it was not even that big a puddle, and they fucking drowned him in it. And I'm like, that's bullshit. And then, you know, the Split dude, they shot him like 1,000,000 times because he was the beast.
Yeah.
So he could take it. You know what I mean?
And what they do for Glass, what they do?
I don't even remember because it was so pointless. He's Glass. They probably spit on him or something. And they were he was like, I'm dead. And they were like, yeah, you dead.
Speaking of Glass, I also have to ask you, have you ever seen a show on Netflix called Baki the Grappler at all, Eddie?
No.
Well, let me tell you about Baki the Grappler. So Baki the Grappler is a reboot of an old anime that made for Netflix, right? It's updated with voice acting. It's all dubbed and subs, so you can watch it with Japanese or English. And it is one of the most ridiculous shows I've ever seen in my fucking life. So the show starts with our main character, Baki Hanma, who is a 17-year-old ripped dude with like muscles for days in high school who apparently was in some Mortal Kombat death tournament that he won last year when he was 17 years old or just turning 17. So,
my bad to cut you off real quick here, but I gotta say that I'm mad that they pushed Mortal Kombat back on HBO Max because I was getting ready to watch that shit and now they pushed it back and I'm mad about that.
Wow. We'll get to Mortal Kombat. But
continue.
So The 17-year-old kid, right? He gets called by I guess the principal of the school, and he says, "Yo, listen, there are like your name is going around a lot of places, and there are like 5 or 6 death row inmates that want to fucking kill you. So be ready." And they have like dudes from Russia, dudes from like the U.S. prison cells that just break out because they're so powerful and so strong. Like it's the weirdest show. And this is when I knew where shit was gonna get extremely weird. Was when there's this guy named, I don't even fucking know his name. But his name is like he has this fighting style called the Void, right?
Okay.
So the Void is a fighting style where he basically creates a pocket of air, and he could basically use this pocket of air and burst through whatever or knock you out in one go, because he'll just take this pocket of air, he'll hit you in the mouth with it, and then you'll be unconscious for like 6 hours. So what he did to break out of his cell was like he had this pocket of air in his hand, put it against like hard plexiglass, and just burst through it, like using all his force, just going through the wall. He then went behind the guard, shoved his middle finger in one dude's ear, killed him. Then the other guy, he blew in his ear, and all of his guts and intestines flew out the other ear, and now he's dead.
This sounds okay. There sounds like there are better animes that could have been done like this.
Oh,
Like,
no.
Have you ever enjoyed Fists of the North Star?
It is Fist of the North Star.
You just said a different name. How the hell are you gonna tell
I
me?
know what I said, but it is Fist of the North Star.
God damn it! Then why didn't you just tell me Fists of the North Star? I would have been way more interested in it than you.
Because it's Baki. Because it's Baki. It is extremely over. It's extremely stupid. It's
Rich, we gotta work on your
so
storytelling
stupid.
skills, my dude.
No.
Yes.
This is just, no. My story skills are perfectly fine.
They're
It's
not.
just that there are so many things that go into this fucking show that it is weird.
Stop.
It is
Stop.
I will not stop. I will keep going. There's so many things that go into this fucking show.
Man, you could have given me Ninja Scrolls, man.
No, I'm giving you Baki
No.
and Fist of the North Star.
No, I'm telling you. Did you
I
ever see
suggest
Ninja
you
Scrolls?
watch this. I have. I've seen people get cut in half.
Exactly. They could have remade this instead.
There is no need to remake Ninja Scroll. It's so good to this day.
There's no need to remake Fists of the North Star either.
I don't think they have.
You just said that this is Fists of the North Star.
No. It's not Fist of the North Star. It's Baki. However, it takes a lot of inspiration from Fist of the North Star, because it's just husky dudes.
Well, see,
beating
no.
other husky dudes to death.
No.
Yes. Anyway,
No.
back to
You're embarrassing yourself.
Back to Baki.
No.
Back to Baki. So.
No, Baki.
So.
Baki sounds
So.
like something that's a dessert with your
Now,
sushi.
Baki has this dad who apparently is the strongest person in the fucking world, right? That is
So
Baki's
his
father.
dad is One Punch Man Saitama.
He's not One Punch Man. He is just imagine Goku. Imagine Goku black, right? But like actually evil and not British. That is
No,
who
Goku
Baki's dad
Black
is.
is.
Oh, I thought he's getting Super.
No, I don't watch Super.
Oh, okay. Goku Black is basically evil Goku. Now imagine, just imagine the evil Goku who is smart. Evil Goku. So that is this man's father. This man's father has a friend who is a prison inmate who lives in lavish luxury because no one can beat him either, because he is the second most strongest person in the world. Who eats 8,000 plates of steak a day because he needs to keep his energy up. Who goes out and searches for other criminals, right?
Man,
Now,
there's a better show on Netflix. Did you watch Paradise PD?
I am not watching Paradise PD. It's not a better show.
It is a better show.
Explain.
For one, did you ever hear of a song called Pump Up the Jam?
The 90s song?
There's only one song called Pump Up the Jam, son, so it better be the 90s song.
Yes, I heard Pump Up the Jam.
Good. Well, they play that a lot, so that's why it's better.
Because of Pump Up the Jam?
Hell yeah. It's great, man. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, it is a great show. We talked about it before. It's the people that made Brickleberry. It is better than Baki. I guarantee it would be.
It is not.
Have you watched an episode of this show yet to tell me it's not?
I have seen one episode, and that was, I think, the first two. And I said, yeah, this isn't great. I know it's kind of like where all the jokes are, and it doesn't really interest you anymore, because you can tell where it's gonna go regardless.
Dude, I'm telling you, you can't, yo. This is why you gotta gotta watch it. That's why you gotta watch it. Anybody that at least would have give you 2 episodes, you've given at least more than most, so I do respect that. But you gotta watch it. It's a great show.
I am not watch. I'd rather watch Baki and laugh at the stupidity and audacity of certain characters fighting other certain characters.
Well, that's the whole point of anime. That's why it's always, dripped in obscurity.
Also, the show has a great cast of characters, has a great voice acting cast, great voice actors across the board. You'll hear some people that you'll be like, oh, that's that guy from The Last of Us in there. Yeah, I know that guy. Or that's Tank Dempsey. Tank Dempsey being Tank Dempsey, playing characters in fucking Baki. Okay, so besides Baki and shit,
there's nearly nothing else on Netflix even worth watching anyway. Until Ozarks come out, whenever that comes out, I'm not even interested.
Ozark is getting another season?
Yeah, the final season. Have you even watched Ozarks?
I haven't, but I heard a lot about it too. I heard that it's about money laundering with the guy's name. I can't remember his name.
Jason Bateman.
Yes, Jason Bateman. That's what I heard. So is it basically just Breaking Bad but without all violence?
I mean, I think this is better than Breaking Bad because for one, Breaking Bad drug it out too much. You know what I mean? Because again, I was one of the people that liked Breaking Bad because Breaking Bad came out with the first season and then later they actually produced more because it didn't get enough play. It became one of those things that became like a cult show, and then once more people started getting into it, that's when they decided to take that drastic turn for it. Because really, the first season of Breaking Bad ain't all that great.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's very slow.
Exactly. Like this show pretty much is like more of like intense than like Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? Because the whole time you're like, holy shit. Because we're like in Walt's case, it's not really as like kind of relatable as it would be in the guys in Ozarks, right? Because in Breaking Bad, right, it was a guy who had like a brain tumor. He was supposed to die, and then he didn't, apparently. You know what I mean? And then, he just started doing it because he's like, oh, I'm going to die, so I might as well break the law, apparently, which was stupid. You know what I mean? Like, and then he just got into this whole crazy drug thing, whatever. In Ozarks, it's different. It's more relatable because, again, too, it's a guy who works at a money firm, right? And then a drug dealer walks in and it's like, look at these numbers. What do you tell me? And then he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then later he's like, oh, man, you're trustworthy. You're good with numbers, which could pretty much happen to anybody. You know what I mean? If you work in a law firm there, because it happens all the time. You know what I mean? Like, there wouldn't be a drug war if we weren't laundering fucking drug money. So anyway, too, that's what this guy does, right? He fucking gives you all kinds of money, and then he's laundering the money. You know what I mean? And it gives you a sense of just because you are in with these guys, right, in with these drug dealers, it doesn't mean that they care about you or respect you or anything else. You know what I mean? Because the moment they do think that you're skimming from the top or taking or whatever, they're gonna just kill you and your family and everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So again, too, much more like a home thing. Like, to me, Breaking Bad is definitely like fantasy-ish, right?
Of course,
like, Ozarks could actually kind of happen. You know what I mean? Ozarks has kind of like happened. You know what I mean? Where people run away and then you're like, whatever happened to that person? You don't know. You know what I mean? That person could literally be in a vat of acid somewhere, or like it could have been the situation where it's like, well, the drug people were after him, so they ran. You know what I mean? Like, or, in Marty Bird's case, because in the first season, right, his friend betrayed him, then they were all going to get killed, and then he talked the guy, the one Spanish dude, into being like, go down to the Ozarks, try and make me my money because there's nobody down there. You know what I mean? And then you go down there and you're like, oh shit, these hillbillies grow heroin and all this other shit. And then you got to get in these wars and you got to buy a casino.
It's a snowball effect. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because again, too, it's like I said, much more like believable, like than like, Walt having like stage 5 or 4 cancer, like being on the cusp of death, and then miraculously, and I'm gonna go on and live and grow meth now with this flunky kid from high school who couldn't. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I get it.
Like, I remember even like that first meeting in between those two. He's like, you know who to sell glass to? I know how to cook. And I'm like, what kind of fucking chemistry teacher? You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, you know what? I'm not getting paid enough at school. I'm going to turn to a life of crime, which does happen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it doesn't, you know what I mean? But again, too, is like, I don't know. Maybe if I lived in a trailer park or someplace, it would be more feasible for me to be like, yeah, a teacher rolling up to a fucking meth seller. Because obviously, too, he knew this kid sold meth to be able to walk up to it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
That ain't
Meth?
really happening.
Meth. Okay. One more thing. One
Yes.
more thing.
Yes.
Oh, like two more.
All right. Well, hold on anyway, because those
Have
are,
you
like I
seen-
said, they are doing the last season. They're in
Mhm.
production. It's going to be a 2-parter, apparently.
A 2-part season?
Yeah, like season 4
Okay.
going to be 2 parts. Like they're going to do like, because every season has only been like 10 episodes or whatever. So they're going to give us like part 1 of season 4 is going to be like 6 episodes. And then like part 2 is going to be like 9 episodes or something. So they're going to give us like 5 more episodes in total, but they're going to like split it up or something.
Okay.
Because this is supposed to be the final season.
The final, after the final season. This better be good then. Hopefully you don't get Game of Thrones.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I didn't see Game of Thrones, so but I mean, like, I don't know how they can't. Like, again, did you see the last season of Ozarks?
I haven't seen Ozark at all, so I just heard a lot about it.
Well, yo, spoiler alert for this, man. At the end of this one season, right? This one person, I won't even tell you who in case you do decide to watch it. I'll just say. This person's been like a thorn in their side and trying to get them killed, you know, by the drug dealer. But then it was like, then the guy pulls the switch and then fucking, they end up outing her.
Okay.
And then like, they end up getting kidnapped, flown to Mexico. And then as all 3 of them stand there, they blow the one girl's brains out, yo. So
Okay. Cartel
brains
shit, yes.
and so brains and shit are all over the Marty Birds, yo. And then the drug dealer walks in and is like, "We're family now," and hugs him.
Huh?
And that's how this season ends, yo. And I'm like, God damn you, Jason Bateman.
Go watch
There's
Ozark,
only 3
everybody.
things I need to happen in this season for me to be completely happy, right?
Which are?
The crazy hillbilly lady Darlene gotta die. She's gotta die, yo.
Okay.
She's too crazy to be let live for so long, yo. Like, in the last season, she blew a dude's dick off with a shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
And she's like 70, banging like some 20-year-old dude, and she fucking murdered her old husband.
I'm guessing for money,
No, she murdered him because
like the relationship, right?
no, with like drug dealers. Because
Okay.
when they first moved to the Ozarks, right? This crazy hillbilly lady and her husband, they were owning all the poppies, all the heroin that was getting dealt down there. Marty Bird came down there, and then they struck a deal. And then, like, the next thing happened, you know, like, a spoiler alert again, they ended up, like, building a casino on their land. It was like, oh, shit, you know, instead of going to war with these people, we should just work together. And she wasn't about that. She was like, fuck that. We should do all this shit. And then she killed the husband. And then she fucking did all this other crazy shit. And then she blew this other guy's dick off with a shotgun. And now she's over here. And I'm just like, yo, this crazy bitch needs to die. So she needs to die.
Okay, what's the other 2?
Ruth needs to take over, yo.
Don't know who Ruth is, but okay.
Ruth is a bad bitch, yo. I'm in love with her, yo. She's amazing, right? She fucking, at first, she was a fucking person in the show that you just can't get over hating.
Mm-hmm.
But then she becomes the best character.
It's
Crazy. Like, her development arc, like, it went totally, like, the other way. Because, like, in one of the first times where you meet her, she's a thief, stealing all this crazy shit and blah, blah, blah. She ends up working for Marty and, like, becoming friends with them and the family, and she ends up becoming his right-hand girl. Like, not right-hand man, like, right-hand girl. Oh, anything he needs, anything's gotta be done, like, she gets it done. But then I think like in the last season, she gets fucked over really bad and she gets beat up and all this shit, and then she ends up like leaving Marty and all this stuff because he couldn't protect her well enough. So like she left, and now this fucking hillbilly bitch is like, come work for me. And I'm like, no, Ruth, don't do it. She's the enemy. So Ruth's got to come out on top. The hillbilly bitch has got to get killed. And then, of course, Marty Bird's got to make it out. Because that guy, he's been through some shit, yo. He's been through some shit sometimes. I mean, not that it directly relates to my life in any way. Because, like, I've never been, like, cheated on or anything like that. But sometimes I think about that, like, in my life. You know what I mean? Because it was like, oh, man, I did all this shit for all the good.
Yeah.
But yet, I'm the only person that got shat on the whole entire way. Fucking The Dark Knight, you know, when Two-Face is like, why am I the one that lost everything? Because in this show, right, Marty Bird, his wife's cheating on him, yo, like, and all this crazy shit, and then, like, his daughter's going out, and she's, like, 14, she starts, like, having sex or whatever. Took up this job to be able to be like, oh, hey, now I can afford to give my family everything we've ever wanted, but then, like I said, his friend fucked him over and ruined his perfect life because his friend was stealing, and it's like, well, when one of you is stealing, you all get murdered. So then they had to flee, they had to go to the Ozarks, bing, bang, boom, then he's go down here, then he's got to do all this. And two, like I said, like, there's points in time within the show, different points too, where Marty will just start getting tortured, yo. Marty, we don't know if we can trust you, and like rip his toenails off and shit.
Wait. Toenails are being ripped off in the show too?
Oh yeah, like they really tortured this motherfucker.
Oh,
That's why I'm like, yo, Marty's got to come out on top. I hope his wife dies, but I hope he comes out on top.
and if he doesn't?
No, then I mean it'll still be a good show so far. I mean, maybe he doesn't. Maybe everybody dies and the son Jonah becomes Kingpin. That'd be cool.
Maybe. Well, I still don't know what the show is, but I'm
Watch
rooting
it.
for your last season. I'm rooting.
You're gonna
for
tell
your
me
last
about
season.
Baki? You got time to watch Ozarks?
I'm too busy watching Baki to
There's
watch
not that many
Ozark.
seasons of Baki. You're just watching the same episodes over and over again.
No, they have a season 3, and
That's
I'm
okay.
like
Only
in the middle.
3 seasons, man. You're talking about no, they have a season. It's only 3 seasons.
That's
Brother,
still a
it's not
lot
like
of
I'm sitting here
episodes.
telling you to go watch all 32 seasons of The Simpsons and come back to me.
Never. I'm never doing that in my life. So watch the good seasons. But speaking
How
of
do you know
seasons,
when you're good until you watch them?
I mean, there are Reddit forums for that.
There are what?
There are Reddit forums for that. We're like, oh, which seasons are good? Oh, 4, 7.
But even that, like
8.
for instance, right? That's all subjective, right? Because how are you going to tell me which one I'm going to like?
You're right. That is very. It is subjective. But I
Because
don't
again, for me personally, right? For me, Family Guy, right? Family Guy stopped being funny around like season 7. You know, some people still like Family Guy. Like you could pump out a new episode right now, and somebody's gonna watch it.
Of course, it's a thing that people don't like change, and people only will continue to do something because it's familiar to them. You know?
No,
what
I
mean?
get you, and that's the same thing like Simpsons. You know, even too, right? Like you say, like, oh, Simpsons, some are good. You know, whatever. You read a forum. Same thing. South Park, right? You know,
Yeah,
I don't even think South Park's funny anymore. Every once in a while, they'll release like a funny episode, and I don't even know if they even make seasons anymore. Like I know they did like the coronavirus pandemic episode, but that doesn't mean they're producing seasons anymore.
Yeah, they're like slowing down on. I think they're just slowing down on production. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, they should, because I mean, South Park really hasn't been all that great in a long time. But you know, it's the same thing. Like for me, again, too, back to Family Guy. I couldn't stand Family Guy once they started doing that Conway Twitty shit all the time.
Conway. Now welcome, Conway Twitty.
Yeah, and then there'd be like 2-3 minutes of like some sort of offshoot thing. It was funny like the first time or second time, and then they kept doing it, and I was like, all right.
That'd probably be a thing I should look up. Conway Twitty. Anyway. Wow, thanks Google for reading my my mind.
He didn't have to read your mind. He heard your voice. Google just does that, you know.
Have you seen a show called Invincible, Eddie, at all?
That's new, isn't it? On Amazon?
That is very new.
No, I haven't. I don't have Amazon.
You don't need Amazon.
Pretty much for me, right? If it isn't on HBO Max or on Disney, I don't have the availability to watch it.
No. See, now you're bullshitting me, Eddie. You have the ability to watch it. Because I have the ability to watch it. And I don't have any of those things.
I'm going to sit here and just watch it on YouTube.
No, it's not on YouTube. It's you just go on your console or phone, whatever, and just type in like, you can go to like 123 Movies has it, Go Movies. There's a site I have called like WCO Stream that works on my PS4 that I watch Invincible on. But I would suggest you watch Invincible strictly because it's the same people from The Boys. Seth Rogen's in there. Seth Rogen produced it along with his friend Evan Goldberg, who
the hell is Seth Rogen anyway? Oh yeah, Seth Rogen's not in The Boys.
No, he produced The Boys.
Oh,
that's his thing. Yeah, that's his thing. He produced The Boys along with his friend Evan Goldberg. He produced Preacher.
I'll go back just real quick and just tell you how mad I am at you. All right, for watching it for free.
How?
What do you mean how? How are you watching for free, or how am I mad at you?
All right, the second one.
Because, man, you are about to get a degree in media. You're about to get a degree in creating content. You want to eventually make money on making content.
Of course.
And you're going to just take other people's for free?
Are you trying to analyze my moral compass on live on live broadcast?
We are always analyzing, Rich. That's the point, goddammit. Why do you think I got into you the other day when you were like, I'm never gonna watch that 4-hour whatever it was, and I was like, are you gonna watch Zack Snyder's Justice League? This is the same thing, Rich.
My moral compass is very, 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 on the straight and narrow. I am doing a service by telling you to go watch it.
Free.
And then you tell someone else to watch it who most likely will have this Amazon Prime. and then bada bing, bada boom. How'd you see The Boys?
Huh?
How did you see The Boys?
Because I used to have Amazon Prime when I could afford that shit.
Oh, so now here's what we do. Here's what we do. See, now we gotta think outside the box. So what you gotta do is you gotta make a new account, like through Google, and then you make a free trial for Amazon Prime to go watch Invincible.
I'm gonna do that soon anyway, because I mean, like now they've made Amazon Prime video for like it was like $150 a month, or not a month, but for like a year. You know what I mean? For like the Prime shit and all that shit.
Why is it that much?
Why? No, it's not that much anymore. Probably
Okay.
because so many people stopped paying a lot of that shit. Now it's only like $5.99 a month.
Okay, $6.
Yeah, so I mean, like, so that's not bad. So again, to say you do it for 12 months, that's like $60 a year, or whatever. That's not too bad anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
Netflix is the real rapist, yo, because
It's like $9, right?
What?
It's like $9.
Well, that's for the shitty Netflix.
There's a shitty Netflix. There's a premium.
Well, no. Well, yes and no. HBO Max and Disney will already put out whatever, when they're streaming to you, whatever your device you're streaming off of, that's the quality you get. So if I have a 4K TV going on, I'm getting 4K Disney Plus. Netflix isn't like that. Netflix, for $8.99, you get the 480. You get the 480 quality of television. So it's like, even if you have a 4K TV, you're only getting 420p or 480p resolution from it. If you want to get resolution in 4K or even 1080p, you have to pay more than $8.99.
You serious?
Absolutely, because I was actually looking into it myself, because I was like, oh shit, $8.99, I think I might do that. Looking at the different packages, because the 480p is the basic pack. Then they have like a next step up, which gives you, like I said, it gives you 1080p. And then there is the next step up from that, which would be the premium package, which is $17.99.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Like,
okay. But back to Invincible. Go watch Invincible, Eddie.
yes.
You will find it. Do you know who's in Invincible?
No. I haven't even watched it. How would I know?
I mean, have you heard anything about it?
No.
J.K. Simmons plays the dad in Invincible.
And who is that?
J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh shit.
The Glenn from the Walking Dead plays his son,
Oh, nice.
and Seth Rogen plays an alien that you see, I think, like twice.
Kind of
have-
like Paul.
Yeah, they have a lot of like celebrities, like Mahershala Ali's in this.
I don't know who that is.
Blade, the new Blade that's supposed to be dropping soon.
There's a new Blade that's gonna be dropping, son?
Before we get into Blade, because I heard your voice perk up. Before we get into that,
I was like, wait a minute. Wait a second.
Before we get into that, go watch Invincible. It's fantastic. It's only on its 5th episode. I don't know how they're
I won't do
gonna.
that anyway.
I don't know how they're going to.
I'm gonna wait until it's all out. I don't do that episode by episode shit.
Hey, you know what? I support it because now I'm feeding for a new episode. Anyway,
Exactly. I'd always much rather do that and leave the biggest one at the end, right? Because personally, I'd rather sit here, right, put on a whole entire show, watch the whole season, and then when it's over, be like, yes, instead of no, it's the last one. You know what I mean? Because then, too, right, like, you're kind of already build up expectations. You're like, oh, it's like the quote-unquote season finale. These things better happen before the season ends or whatever, you know?
yeah.
I like to be totally surprised by that. I like it to just hit you.
It hits you pretty hard. I mean, you've seen the first episode of the boys. Imagine a bombshell like that happening. Like that happening in the first episode of Invincible. They pretty much tell you what the show is gonna be about in the very, very, very first episode.
Okay.
You know. Now we can talk about Blade. We can talk about Blade now.
So who is playing Blade?
Mahershala Ali.
Who the hell
Mahershala
is that?
Ali. He's I think he won like an Oscar. He have you seen Alita: Battle Angel at all?
No, but I've wanted to.
What else have you been in? Have you haven't seen The Green Book, have you?
No, I don't even know what the hell that is.
Okay. Have you seen Luke Cage?
No.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is hard.
I didn't watch any of the Netflix Marvel movie shows.
Okay, hold on, let me...
So if he was in like Daredevil or any of that other shit, I didn't see that.
He's not in Daredevil. Have you seen True Detective?
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh my god, Eddie. You talk about me not knowing things.
I do talk about you, Rich. You're damn right.
Okay.
Oh, that's why I love you, though.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going here. We're going
Let's start to figure this out, because now I'm over here, because I was actually watching the first Blade, like a week ago, because I still love that movie, and Wesley Snipes is still dope, even though he doesn't like white people or in that movie. They didn't. That's what everybody said. They just kept calling Ryan Reynolds a cracker or whatever. But I think that shit was funny.
Did he actually do that?
I don't know. That's what people say. They were like, "Oh, he kept on trying to like insinuate like a love story thing with Jessica Biel, which I would have too. Shit, she's hot. What the fuck you talking about?"
Yeah, she's hot. Okay. Oh, what movie? Have you seen? I know you've seen Predators.
Dude in that Blade movie was fucking awesome as shit.
Have you seen Predators?
Did I see who?
Seen Predators.
The first movie?
No, Predator is the one that came out in 2010 where...
Was Adrian Brody in it? Yes.
Yes. The black guy. Mombasa is his name in Predators.
What villain was he?
He wasn't a villain. He was a part of
They were all villains. That was the point. Remember, they took all those murders.
You got a point there. You got a point. Let me actually check, because I haven't seen Predators in years.
Because the only black person I really remember in that was was it Lawrence Fishburne or Forrest Whitaker or whatever?
What's Forrest Whitaker in that movie?
One of those guys was in it, because I remember they were already hiding out and they had to kill him, remember?
Okay, I'm gonna look it up for you right now. Who was this guy?
I'm gonna kick your ass if he was the Predator, yo.
He's not the Predator.
Okay.
He was just one of the prisoners.
I'd be like, yo, how you gonna do this to me?
He was just one of the prisoners and Predators. He's one of those people. He's one of the.
Because I remember Topher Grace being the creepy dude.
Lawrence Fishburne was in this movie. What the fuck?
I told you.
No, not Lawrence Fishburne. That happens at the end of the movie. No. We're talking about the one black dude named Mombasa, who I think was an African warlord or something in the movie. That's who's playing Blade, or going to play Blade in the next movie.
Where's my phone? I can't place this dude.
Just look up Mahershala Ali. You want me to spell his name for you?
Let's fucking spell Mahershala. What the hell?
I was gonna say, do you want me to spell it for you?
All right, good. I'm over here like.
Okay, his name is spelled Naher. M as in Marvel.
Okay.
AHER. SHALA.
Thank God it already popped up. Okay.
Yes, he is going to be playing the new Blade.
All right. I can see that. Now, I can see that. I mean, he's obviously gotta get a little like buff. You know what I mean? But yeah,
he can definitely do that. That would not be an issue for actors that want to be Blade.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like for one, it's not like that role pops around often. You know what I mean? Like a very good, strong, like black male character. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, like I said, like Blade is one of my favorite characters, because again, too, Wesley Snipes was always one of my favorite actors. You know what I mean? Like, so Wesley Snipes doing Blade, and obviously when I was a kid, that's when that shit was hot anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like in the '90s when it came out, when fucking like Mortal Kombat, they were making movies of Mortal Kombat, they were making movies, of Blade, whatever, yada yada. But hell yeah, man. The only person they probably maybe could have gotten better to do it, and he'd probably be too old anyway, unless they did like an old Blade, would it be I can't even say his name. What is it? Idris Elba? Idris Elba?
Idris Elba?
Idris? Is that how you say his name?
Idris Elba.
Okay, yeah, because that dude's fucking dope, yeah. But he's a little bit old, so I'm like, unless they were doing like,
It doesn't matter if he's old.
Well, not now, because they have CG, but...
Nah, have you not seen fucking Hobbs and Shaw, where he's like flipping and punching people?
No,
like, that's the whole movie.
Movies, man.
It's amazing. Anyway,
Rich,
so he's playing Blade.
Don't tell me that. You tell me it's amazing, and I start losing more credibility for you in your movies when you start.
Oh, don't do that! Don't hit me with that bullshit now. No. Don't hit me with that bullshit now.
No, man. Listen, there's a movie out. Let me tell you something, right? There's a movie out right now, right? It's called Chaos Walking, I think.
With Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland.
I don't know. Is that a movie out that's right now?
That is a movie out right now.
Okay, because I didn't go see it, so this is the point. This is the point I'm making, right?
Uh-huh.
My kids went and saw it though.
Okay.
Right? And their mom took them, and I saw them all, and I was like, hey, what'd you guys do? And they're like, oh, we went to the movies. I'm like, okay, what'd you see? They say Chaos Walking. I'm like, how was it? And they were like, it was good. And I looked at her, and I'm like, how was it? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, what? she was like, I didn't even really watch 5 minutes of that movie. It was that boring. And I was like, done. I was like, that's all I need to know. Like, I'm looking at Max, and I'm like, buddy, tell me the truth. Because Angela, she's like, it was good. I'm like, you like Twilight.
Well, she's a teenage girl. Of course, they're gonna like Twilight.
And that's why I can't trust her. It's like, I love you, baby girl, I do, but that's not for me.
That's terrible.
It's not terrible.
Okay.
It's not terrible, because it's like, I treat them like young adults, right? I'm not like, your fucking movies are garbage, you little bitch. I'm not being like that. I'm just like, oh, you got terrible taste in movies. We got to watch some good ones.
They're gonna show her like Goodfellas and Spider-Man 2 and
I have not like Goodfellas, but yeah, I've had like we watched Alien and other movies like Predator and Jaws and stuff like that. Like I mean, she's 14 now, so now more I'm getting her to watch more,
more adult themed movies. Yeah, I get that.
Absolutely, but I'm like too, because it's like what she's already done to me too, which is I guess what you should do when you're a kid, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm leaving. You guys can watch whatever you want on Netflix. And then you come back and you're like, why are you guys watching Child's Play? And it's like, you respect it. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, you're right. I wasn't going to let you watch that shit while I'm around. So you had to do it when I wasn't here.
You are congratulating the audacity to watch movies that they know that they shouldn't be watching without you. I get that. I get that. I respect that. I think that is hilarious. Like,
too, it's kind of like how I always view, like getting fucked up, right? Like, I'd never be one of those parents that, like, as long as my kids are getting drunk in my house, I'm cool with that. Hell no. I'm not gonna go out and buy you guys alcohol to get fucked up with. Like, you gotta go out and do that dumb shit somewhere else. But just come home. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be sitting here and be like, you should know better. But I'll be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should do that shit later in life, or I'll explain it to you. But it's kind of like the other day too, right? I went somewhere and they were watching a movie, right? And they were watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right?
Yeah.
Now again, they're 14 and 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, which one were you watching? And
Here we go. Here we go. I already knew where it's gonna go.
yeah. They were like, there's only one worth watching. And I was like, hell yeah, yo.
Wait, they didn't watch the 2014 remake or reboot?
Oh, they have watched it. They just know it's garbage.
They just
Like,
go.
Even at a young age, they're like, that movie is garbage.
I'm surprised that they have a fascination with the '90s one, because that one's like just dudes in suits and animatronic mouths and shit.
You know the marvelous thing about that though is that movie has aged amazingly.
The first one.
Even the second one, the third one, absolutely not. But the first two,
Yeah.
Because again, too, it's like you could still put it on, you could still watch it, and even if you aren't like a huge Ninja Turtle fan like I am, you could still enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because again, too, it's not just straight up action. Because again, too, they're ninjas. They're not supposed to be out there doing all this crazy shit, Michael Bay.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be skulking about and hiding in the shadows, not like sliding down mountains and throwing each other faster and
fighting tanks and riverbanks and
yeah, like out in the open in the woods and shit. What the fuck? yeah, I don't know what all that was. That was something too. I was like, all right.
It was hilarious, is what it was. It was hilarious.
I would rather watch any Ninja Turtles version cartoon than watch that. And they've made some pretty good cartoons, and they made some pretty bad ones. So that's saying a lot, you know.
Oh, what is your favorite one?
Well, obviously, again, too, I'm biased, so it's got to be the first original cartoon.
Of course, Old Man.
Absolutely.
At the time is Old Man.
Absolutely. And then too, like the next one, it almost kind of goes in order, right?
Yeah.
Like for instance, the first one that came out was the best one, right? Then the next version of it that was out where they all had kind of like white eyes.
Yeah.
That was pretty good too. And then I even enjoyed a little bit the CG one.
Yeah.
But I don't like the new one at all.
Oh, the more cartoony, stylish one?
Yeah. I just don't like how each character looks.
So you don't like it through. So you just like it through a design aspect of it, not an actual content thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's like until you watch some episodes, you're like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but it's like you're just watching the characters, and it's just like I don't vibe with them.
Okay. I will say, from my personal experience, because I haven't seen the '90s one. Well, no, I'm lying. I've seen maybe 5 episodes of the '90s one, and that one is fucking old, and that thing has aged in a weird fashion.
It has,
and I can't get over the fact that everyone looks and feels the same in this show. It's like they're all cracking jokes. They're all pretty much moving the exact same way. It just there is no real separation from Raph or Mikey or Leo. But the 2003 one is one I grew up with. That was a lot darker and a lot more grounded in.
Was that the one where they all had white eyes?
Reality. Yes, that is the one where they all had white eyes.
Yeah. See, so that's what I'm talking about too. Yeah, they gave them each more personality. Yes, they did. And I like that one too because they also gave the turtles more defining features too, which made them look a little bit different. See, I'm with you on that too. You know what I mean? I'm with you on that as well. It's just that it's like, you have to, I guess, with the nostalgia of it, right? Because you say they all look the same. It was all the same. And it was it was. But too, at that point in time, you got to also remember that the era of 2D side scrollers was then. Mm-hmm. And that was also the same thing, right? Every sprite was different. Or was almost the same. Because you actually read comic books or whatever like that. The Turtles, and even now today, right? They don't all look the same. You know what I mean? They were all different versions of green, with Donatello being a brown turtle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So So you know what I mean? Like, so even for that, it was all kind of the same. Now, again, too, you kind of seen it, like it was a little bit different. I like it when you see the cartoon, right, and you watch it, and you see sometimes like the color shift.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like, oh wait, wasn't that turtle the blue one? Now he's the orange one or whatever. But they didn't fuck up. They never fixed it, so they just kept going with editing.
And that's the weird part about it. Is like they, I think that show is a relic of its own of its own time. Like, if you want to get into Ninja Turtles, you don't have to watch it, but if you want to, go for it. It could be a great time.
Yeah, I guess you don't have to watch
anyone
the
who
cartoon.
watches it. Yeah.
You have to watch the movie.
The first movie, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
You watch that one. You watch the sequel. Then you go to the cartoon. The one, whichever cartoon, either be the was the 90s or 80s one. Was it 80s or 90s?
It was
90s one. Right?
I think it was like late 80s, early 90s.
Okay, so you watch that one. You can watch the one from 2003. You watch the one from 2000 like what 10. You know, and you'll get a good experience.
Michael Bay thing. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself.
No, not that. Not the movie, the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
That Nickelodeon one, because that's also pretty good stuff on that one too. But you know, you can just watch those three and get a good experience about Ninja Turtles. You know, enjoy yourself with that.
Absolutely, especially in these times now of coronavirus, where most of us stay inside and watch TV more than any other era before. You have plenty of time to do some of this stuff. Watch some good old-fashioned TV.
Mm-hmm. And then slowly waste away into oblivion, and have your mind melt into mush.
All right, well, how about we do this? How about you work out while you watch TV, right?
No one works out anymore, Eddie.
Listen, right now I'm doing push-ups while I'm looking at my computer, right? You just gotta get them in when you can. And there's 10. And like that could have at least been like, an episode of like Rocko's Modern Life or something, some good quality 90s
cartoons, yeah.
Absolutely.
The golden age of cartoons, always the 90s. Yeah,
it is. It is. It's funny too when you get a show and you think you saw all the episodes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you ever watch Samurai Jack?
I have.
Yeah, like I thought I saw all of Samurai Jack. And as I'm watching all of Samurai Jack now, I'm like, I never saw half of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, when does this one episode happen? Apparently the only episode I ever watched,
What?
Well, not the only episode, but you know what I'm saying.
Okay, that's gonna say, that's a classic.
You're like, when does this one thing happen? And when does this other thing happen? Like, I remember, like, watching it again. I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember the episode of, the first episode, you know what I mean, when he went back in time. I remember, another episode later when he saved the dogs and they left.
Yeah, the weird dog Peabody people.
Yeah. And then I don't remember, like, a thing happening for a while. And then I remember him meeting some sort of Scottish dude on a bridge. And they were chained together.
No. The Scotsman?
Yeah.
That's the best episode. That's one of the best episodes, is the fucking...
Well, that's what Scotsman. I mean. Like, because I'm sitting here like, when did that happen? And then I'm like, oh, damn, that's like the only one I really remember all like that. Besides, like, the few that I just mentioned.
Because he's the best character. All he does is just talk shit and fight people. He's Scottish.
I know. I love the part when him and Jack are trying to fight. He's like, my sword's imbued with magic runes. And then the shit like glows and shit.
This fucking character. I miss Samurai.
I know
Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack is good. Samurai Jack is real good.
Have you seen his other show, Primal?
Yes, yo, that's fucking dope, yo. My roommate's like, and I'm like, yo, this shit is awesome, yo.
It is fucking awesome, bro.
It's terribly sad.
Of course it's sad. This is like, you know what this is? This is Gendy Tartakovsky saying, "Hey, like all my people, like all the people who grew up with Samurai Jack are now like 30, maybe 25. They're adults now. They're going through like life stuff. I'm gonna show you some life stuff.
Wasn't this a comic though? Wasn't Primal like an old comic already? Like I swear it was already done before, and it's old, but he's only just been able to make it a cartoon. Am I right about that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly don't. That is something I should check out. I don't know. I think he always had this idea.
Because it's very comic book style the way the art is.
Yeah, that's just like his style in general. Because I remember seeing that he did a comic for, I think The Punisher. And it was exactly like Samurai Jack. And I was like, oh, this shit fucking great. This is really good. Well, I don't know if he has if it was a comic book for it. I really don't know.
Okay. But yeah, anyway, the show is good.
Hold that.
I've only seen the first 2 episodes of it though.
Oh, you gotta watch the rest of it. You gotta watch the rest of it.
I will. I mean, that's not a show one to watch with my kids home. You know what I mean? So, I do that. Like I told you, like, you know, it was like, you know, if they start watching, you know, some other stuff, kind of like, you know, when I'm not around, then that's one thing, you know, you can't police it forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really think that we should all at 14 and 11 be sitting here watching this cartoon where these dinosaurs roll around the earth and brutally murder this guy's whole entire family. And then the dinosaurs family.
Yeah.
And then he murders those dinosaurs pretty crazy too. You know what I mean? Like all kinds of shit. I'm like,
it is such a like departure from all the stuff that he usually does. Like it's fantastic. It is a fantastic show.
I got you. Because again, too, you know, Rich, like one day you'll have to, hopefully, you know, if you ever have kids, you know, you'll struggle with that same kind of like thing, right? Because it's like, I remember when like we were, you know, when they were young, right? And not even that young. You know what I mean? They were probably like 8 and 5 or whatever, you know? So like I said, they're 14 and 11 now. They were like 8 and 5 then. So only a few years ago.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, let's watch the movie Mars Attacks.
Why did you show them Mars Attacks at 8 and 5 years old?
Because that movie is awesome, all right? Like, age defining doesn't have anything to do with an awesome movie. You know what I mean? Like, I like movies that are older than I am. You know what I mean? That are in black and white. You know what I mean? So again, too, I wasn't born in the 70s, but I like the movie Casablanca.
I get that, but age, it's not the movie's age, it's the children's age that is like, oh. Because I seen Mars Attacks when I was like 12.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I don't even know when I said. I remember I was going to school. My dad said, I'm gonna show you something, kid. And I was like, okay. And I was watching Mars Attacks, and all I remember was seeing these 2 fucking teenagers fucking a car, and then aliens just breathing on the glass. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And the thing about it, Mars Attacks came out as a movie probably when I was a young kid. So I even saw it when I was a young kid. So even then, too, I was like, oh, shit. And I only really remember... Because I remember when I was watching it with them, because again, too, right, when you're watching it with them, you're like, damn, I only really remember certain parts of the movie. Same thing with, like, Samurai Jack, right? You know, you're like, oh, I thought I saw more of it, but you didn't, right? I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, I don't remember there being titties everywhere. You know what I mean? But that's not the point I'm getting at, right? You know what I mean? Because I don't remember there being titties in that movie. I mean, like you said, they were fucking, but I don't think they actually showed anything. But the point is that they had nightmares about that movie. And I was like, yo... That movie is funny as shit.
It's a Tim Burton movie.
Exactly.
Oh,
so you got to think too, right? It's like, right? If something really as crazy as that gave nightmares at that age, I shouldn't put on Tarkov's Primal now, you know. But then again, like I said, I'm getting them to watch Alien, though, you know, where shit's popping out people's chests and they're getting murdered by aliens. So, you know, you gotta
they
find
can
that
watch
balance,
Alien, but not watch fucking Mars Attacks? That's weird.
You gotta, I know, right?
Okay, continue. My fault.
I'm just saying you got to find that balance, yo. It's like that comedian that I like to listen to, right? Dan Cummins, and he's like, my kid, he started watching, Scooby Doo, which was cool until he started talking like Scooby Doo, like Jinkies, Dad, let's skedaddle. And he's like, how about you never talk like that ever again? He's like, I'm thinking about getting him to watch some Sopranos reruns just to even him out.
Soprano? Oh no.
Yeah, and be like, he's like, Jinkies, Dad, what's going on in this fucking shithole? And he's like, up top, go to the corner, but no, I've never loved you more. Right? And that's how it always is too, right? When you have kids, right? Because obviously everybody tries to raise their kids right. Everybody raises them wrong. You know what I mean? Because you don't know really what to do, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, whatever you thought about when you were a kid, maybe try to fix for your kid or do whatever. And obviously, it's not always the best, right? Like if you grew up poor and now you're rich and you give your kid everything they've ever wanted, does that really making them a better person? No. You know what I mean? So it's hard to do that too with like movies or content or whatever, right? It's like you don't want to censor everything, but then at the same time, you don't really want your kids walking around singing, lyrics of like shit. You're like, I don't really want you walking around saying "shake that booty" or "pussy popping" or some shit. It's like I don't know. Like for instance, too, like one time, pure example, right? I don't even know what song it was, but it was a Maroon 5 song, right?
Uh-huh.
And Maroon 5 is a sexual ass band. Like, you know what I mean? Like the dude's always basically just talking about fucking.
This
and I remember
whole band is just talking about fucking.
Yeah. It was a song he sang. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's like, because too, like, it wasn't Sugar, but say, for instance, the song Sugar?
By Maroon 5?
Yeah.
No, I do not.
Well, there's a song anyway, and there comes to a part in it when he's like, I want that good, I want that sugar sweet. And I can't remember the rest, but anyway, it was like that, only it was like a little dirtier. And I was like driving around in the car, and I was listening to them sing it, and I was like, whoa.
It all makes sense.
Yep, I was like, all right, no more Maroon 5. No more of that. No more of that. We're gonna listen to heavy metal where they just say fuck all the time now. That's what we're doing.
Does that make it any better, Eddie?
Well, that's my point. That's my point.
So it's basically just a struggle to raise kids without. It's like trying to like shield their eyes from all of the craziness of the world until they're ready. And at every corner and every like where you turn, it's like more no, this way, that way.
Absolutely. And you know what? To be honest, it is better because you know why?
I'm listening.
And I'm not going to say it's because it's metal music and it's my favorite type of music or anything else. That's not it at all. What I would say is that it's better because, say, for instance, now me personally, not saying there isn't music out there like that. That's not like, talking about all kinds of shit that you shouldn't say around kids anyway, right? And that's any music, right? Mm-hmm. But I only listen to the kind of music, like I said, like fuck, like they'll say fuck or whatever, you know what I mean? Like they'll be like fuck you, but that's no worse than me saying anything, you know what I mean? And they're around me, and I'm not saying I'm yelling at my kids, fuck you, but I mean like they've definitely heard me say fuck, you know what I mean? Like I've been putting up a shelf and I fucking smash my hand with a hammer, absolutely, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm driving around and they're in the back seat, yeah, a lot of times, and many parents can attest to this, you forget they're back there, you're probably swearing, fuck somebody, you know what I mean? Whatever, they're hearing it, they're absorbing it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But what I ain't doing is going around telling people to suck my dick when my kids are in my car, you know what I mean? Or like, or like shit like that, or oh, I'm not gonna seduce your mom, I guess, like right next to you. So you know what I mean? Like, or whatever. Like I said, like that song Sugar, like, don't let nobody touch it unless it's me. And I want that good. And then shit. And then people are like, oh, what's all that cherry pie stuff they talking about? Oh, well, that's pussy, son. That's what they're talking about. He's talking about fucking some pussy and it feels as warm as cherry pie. Okay. That's what's going on right here.
kids
I
are
know.
hilarious.
I know, so that's why I'm like, yeah, it is a little bit better. It is a little bit better. Now, again, too, right? If I'm driving around in the car, I'm playing that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't give a shit. It's rap, or it's
you
rock,
should.
it's whatever, it's music, it's content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, right? Like, I like Wiz Khalifa and like Fall Out Boy a little bit, only because I saw them live. You know, and they put on both good ass fucking shows, and I've never been to a rap show before. You know what I mean? And fucking Wiz Khalifa threw on an awesome show, and I mean, I'm not a Fall Out Boy person either, but it was a crazy mixture of genre. You know what I mean? Because it was so cool to see so many people there for both bands. You could totally see the people that were there for like only Wiz Khalifa, and then you could see people that were only there for Fall Out Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just cool to like be there, see that. You know what I mean? So again, too, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know if I would have taken my 14-year-old daughter to a Wiz Khalifa concert. I went. You know? But I don't know if I would have taken her there. And to be honest, it was a good thing I didn't, because when I was there, you know what I mean, there were girls that were around her age that were taking their bras and shit off and throwing them on stage.
Wait.
I know. At that, I was losing my mind, yo. And like the mom was just there, and I was like, cool with it, yo. My mind.
Let me guess. The mom was encouraging, wasn't she?
She wasn't really doing anything. I don't even remember that. Like, I don't think she was encouraging, but she wasn't like, don't stop. You know what I mean? Like, because I remember too, the one girl threw it on stage, and then Wiz Khalifa picked it up. You know what I mean? And then like threw it back. I don't know if he saw who, you know what I mean? Because there were quite a few girls doing that. You know what I mean? So, but I do know one section was, you know, underage, and I'm, like I said, losing my mind.
Oh god, that is terrible.
It was terrible.
Wiz
But again,
Khalifa
too,
smart.
awesome concert. You know what I mean? Like when he played Black and Yellow, the place went off. You know what I mean? He had like these giant, you know, like how in some concerts, right, they have beach balls that float around.
Yeah. Oh, they just tossed a bunch of them, huh?
Yeah, well, he had blunts. Yeah, they were blown up beach ball blunts. Yeah, giant blunts that we were just bouncing around the whole entire stadium, like.
What?
Yeah, so I mean, again, too, awesome shit.
Huh?
That was the Boys of Zuma tour.
Boys of Zuma.
Yeah, apparently I didn't get to go to the good one because there was a better version of that same tour that apparently had like the surviving members of like TLC and shit.
Oh yeah, the two members. Yeah.
Yeah, and like another person. I was like, yo, I wanted to go to that, but I thought we did get tickets to that, but we didn't, so I was burned up. So I was like, I don't care about Fall Out Boy or Wiz Khalifa, but I'll go see TLC, yo.
Of course, classics.
And we got there, and I'm like, when's TLC come on? They're like, they ain't here. I'm like, damn.
Okay.
So,
What's up?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I'm about to get out of here.
I
Because we've been going on for like 2 hours here.
I understand completely.
And I would love to continue, but I do have some other things I got to do, man. This is week 3 of Ed's Total Fitness Workout Body.
And how's week 3 going?
Well, I mean, I've only lost a pound so far, and today's Monday, so I mean, I didn't
Progress.
do it yet. You know what I mean? Because today's Monday, I didn't do my workout yet. Today starts week 3.
Oh, okay. Progress is progress, so it doesn't even matter, man.
Absolutely, because after I get in shape, Rich, I'm coming for you.
Oh, I'm already doing that. I've been on this workout plan for about a good year now, so.
I'm still coming for you, Rich. Don't give me that. Don't give me that,
Okay.
Rich. I'm gonna come after you, and then I'm gonna force you to watch some shit.
To watch Paradise PD.
Yeah, make you watch Paradise PD and see Guatemala in all its glory. See, my friend
Guatemala.
over here is laughing. He's like, Guatemala is the glory of all things, Albert.
I forgot about Guatemala.
Guatemala. I gotta look this up.
I'm gonna start
Oh,
with
God.
Like
Oh.
Mar-a-Lago, where Trump is.
Oh.
I'm gonna start a new fucking Instagram page, yo. Hashtag Guatemala. This is us from ENR Radio Broadcast. Oh!